Welcome back. We are Warkop Gradient, NFL Indonesia podcast presented by Warkop Media. I'm your host Joy, and always with my co-host Ardio and Oka, and we are 0-2, 0-2,
Zero two,
0-2. Gak ada
zero
yang menang,
two,
boys. How do you
zero.
feel this week, boys? Gua kalah last minute, Oka
Still,
kalah last minute, Ardio. Gue nggak nonton Chief, gue udah tidur. Cuma cuma how do you guys feel this week?
I feel sad.
feel good, feel good.
I feel sad. Sad as hell.
Sad as hell. I can understand. Gue nonton the game, right? Terus gue sempat kerja, terus gue nonton lagi around that last minute I guess when Chubb scored, terus kayaknya wah Texans menang. Habis itu Baker turn the god mode. Kayaknya dia turn jadi Tom Brady Jr. on that fourth quarter, like just less than 2 minutes legacy drive. And this is the second time in a row Baker led Bucks from the behind. Dan gua squander 25 seconds and Sean Bowen, I will see you in hell along with Daniel Jones. And Ardio, kok lu masih bisa feel good 0-2?
Yep,
Sangat optimis gue lihat.
optimis dong. Walaupun kalah, tapi kalahnya nggak jauh gitu. Berarti kan ada sesuatu yang bisa dipertahankan.
Chief
Moral
Actually,
victory ya.
different circumstances kan. Kita terbiasa menderita dengan tim kita, Jo.
Betul.
Ardio baru pertama kali ngerasain, oh 2 kali kalah tuh kayak gini ternyata loh.
Masih bisa
Bisa
senyum.
apa dong? Bisa dong.
Once you
Optimis.
tertim itu, lu akan merasakan hal yang sama dengan kita soalnya.
Kita lihat kalau 0-3 Chief ya, kita lihat di minggu depan apakah Ardio masih senyum atau dia udah pakai hoodie
Masih.
hitam. Sip. Yeah. But yeah, last week gengs, gue ngeliat itu one of the best weeks in the NFL ya. So many close games, Giants, Cowboys, Broncos, sorry. I don't know what happened to me. And then Texas Bucks, yeah, Chief and Eagles, I guess you can say close score as well. But what caught my eyes last week is actually the Packers. Are they for real or not? Because that defense seems legit, man. Like the 4-man rush get to Jaden Daniels. Sampai sekarang Jaden Daniels, I guess dia cedera ya. Kalau nggak salah ada tackle in that game. Dia kayaknya kena sprain MCL or something. And next week,
High ankle sprain.
potentially five new QB2s going to start. So take care of your fantasy boys. Dan yang gue juga oke sih dari Packers gue lihat Jordan Love. I think in the first half he was so good, man. Second half ya like just bang average, but I think it was more like to Jordan Love. Second half Jordan Love pas dia debut di 23 ya. Very confident, I think throwing with anticipations. So what do you guys think, guys, about Packers? Are they for real or this is just some fluke runs karena baru awal-awal? What do you guys think? Mungkin dari Oka dulu. Gimana kalau lihat Packers sama Commanders kemarin?
Oh, Packers is legit. Actually legit.
Yes.
Karena sebenarnya kan Jordan Love this is his third year jadi starter ya sebenarnya.
Yes.
Setelah Aaron Rodgers pindah waktu itu ke Jets, terus habis itu dia took over as a starter 2023, playing quite promising di tahun pertama jadi starter, tapi tahun kedua doesn't fulfill the expectations ya. Dan sekarang tahun ketiga new contract, a lot of new teammates, but sekarang dia udah kita bisa lihat kayak he's more mature now.
Yeah.
Dia lebih tenang, lebih poised di pockets dan dan quite accurate. Kemarin juga dia passer rating ada di 113,9, which is very good. Apalagi lawan Commanders yang benar-benar tahun lalu adalah runner up di NFC Championship. So they are a very tough team. Jadi Jordan Love dengan supporting cast-nya, a lot of still youngs, especially their rookie wide receiver juga. First round pick ever since 2002, Matthew Golden. Walaupun dia mainnya nggak banyak dapat targets, tapi at least they are still improving more and more. Dan ada Josh Jacobs juga, very good running back, dan juga supporting cast overall is very good. And the defense yang kayak lu bilang tadi juga Their pass rusher setelah mereka nge-trade Micah Parsons dari Dallas Cowboys, they are improving very much. Mereka total ada 12 pressures.
Woo!
So, in all perspective dari offense sampai defense, mereka semuanya udah naik to the next level yang mereka udah expect dari 2024. Maybe 2024 mereka ngelihatnya kayak masih on progress dari Jordan Love-nya, but this time they are for real and they are here now.
Yes, itu yang gue kaget dari Packers ya. They're usually like they don't make blockbuster trade, right? And just this year, mereka benar-benar kayak tiba-tiba beda banget. Mereka draft wide receiver in the first round. Actually, mereka draft 2 in the third round, Savion Williams. And habis itu mereka blockbuster trade Micah Parsons, and then they have like such a young, mungkin very young receiving corps ya. Mungkin Chief iri kali ya, karena Chief I think isinya Unction, Kelsey, Hollywood Browns, Juju Smith-Schuster, Xavier Worthy bahunya lagi dipasang pelan-pelan. What do you guys think? Ardio, lu habis nonton Packers, lu ngeliat offense Packers nih with those I guess green receiver, Matthew Golden, Tucker Kraft, Luke Musgrave, Romeo Doubs, Romeo Doubs. Gimana Ardio? Lu pikir mereka fluke or this is legit team that gonna go far and then finally bisa beat 49ers di playoff? They're only kryptonite.
For me, they are ready right now. This is the third ya sama kayak yang Oka bilang, this is the third year for Jordan Love. Yang corpsnya yang tahun lalu rookie sekarang sophomore, terus ditambah yang muda-muda lagi kayak Matthew Golden, terus blockbuster trades yang actually helps their defense a lot. Jadi nggak cuman offense-nya yang naik, tapi defense-nya juga ngangkat gitu. And we always know like defense wins championship, right? Kayak nggak cuman bisa offense yang
defense and ref,
nggak bisa offense and ref. Nggak bisa itu menang.
Your
you score 20, I score 21. Defense and ref juga boleh.
It's okay.
Ref itu it's okay.
You had
itu
it
easy. Namanya olahraga pasti akan ada kontroversial, ada beda pendapat, but it's okay. Kalau misalnya ref udah bilang ya udah ikut aja. Jokes aside, Packers is ready, I think. They are ready. They are hungry. They are young. They are hungry. They want for more. So I think it's not a fluke, but they are ready.
Yes, dan gue sih nggak sabar ya nonton more Packers, especially with this brand new defense ya. Dan gue berharap Jeff Hafley welcome to New York Football Giants as a head coach, because I'm pretty much sure Brian Daboll will be sacked this season.
And speaking of Brian Daboll,
is that a hot take?
No, that's not a hot take. If Brian Daboll still coaching the Giants next year, with losing records this year, what am I gonna do? I don't know, crying in the front of the street, I guess. Okay, dan speaking of Daboll ya, Giants Cowboys was very heartbreaking to me. Gila, lo bayangin Russell Wilson, Malik Neighbors, udah menit terakhir, tinggal 25 seconds, touchdown. Gue udah di situ pas Cowboys udah score the last touchdown, I think it was Javonte Williams. Gue udah kayak, oh ya wes, udahlah, selesai. And then Russell Wilson hero balls to Malik Neighbors, 25 seconds left, and see what the Shane Bowen, the terrorist, did, calling zone defense against Dak Prescott, one of the best processor quarterbacks in the league. And Dak found the soft spot in the zone, and then the freaking Brandon Aubrey, our dog of the week, the kicker, I think he kicked like 64, lu bayangin 64 yards.
Hampir jadi rekor sebenarnya tuh.
Yes.
Almost.
And tied the game to overtime, and then just lost in the overtime after Russell Wilson interception. Bingung gua. Gua kira gua udah menang tuh. Lu bayangin gua tuh udah ngerekam pakai di HP gua buat gua kira mau tag Paman Erwin di grup kan. Terus kok gua perasaan gua kok gak enak. Jangan dulu deh. Kok kayak Jumawa. Terus gua stop. Ternyata bener anjir, pusing banget
Anda mau
gua.
mendahului takdir soalnya.
Betul, gue mau menduli takdir. Ternyata feeling gue bener. Tiba-tiba ada Joy kecil di sini. Stop goblok, jangan dulu.
Satu hal di kepala itu kayak takdir mengatakan lain loh. Nanti dulu. Stop.
Untung aja
Stop.
kalau itu gua post mati sih gua anjing seminggu di itu masuk sih.
Dia
Viral
mah
gua.
diemin buat semusim gitu.
Semusim and
Iya.
more.
Mau.
Ya, gue udah bingung sih. But one thing that I can take the positive out of the Giants Cowboys is actually the offense scored 37 points. Finally, Giants scored 30 points in the game that actually matter. Terakhir lawan Colts, I guess tahun lalu. Terus gue jadinya kehilangan Cam Ward because of it. But yeah, I guess watching that this is my hot take. I don't think Cowboys gonna go far. They beat Giants, a bad team, and they surrender 37 points to it, right?
Yeah.
Especially the freaking James Hudson with the 4 penalties. Oh, come on. But I don't think Cowboys go far. I don't think they make playoff this year. This is my hot take of the year because the defense was actually very bad. I
Yes.
know, yes, right. What do you guys think after watching the Giants Cowboys? Gue sih merasa mereka nggak masuk playoff.
Nah, kalau yang gue lihat, gue cari-cari di Pro Football Reference, statsnya mereka memang offensive wise-nya cukup bagus. Kalau dari point score per gamenya ada di 30 poin per game, jadi peringkat di 5. Untuk passing yard per gamenya ada di peringkat 7, rushing yardnya ada di peringkat 11. So actually their offense is really good. But on the flip side, their defense is really trash. Kayak defensive passing yardnya itu ada di peringkat 30.
Woo,
Sedangkan rushing yardnya ada di peringkat 23. So
woo.
it's the super offense mentality, like you score 20, I score 21, but yeah, it's not gonna
Gak
help
sustainable
them
sih di
move too
NFL.
far. Kayak
Yeah.
ibaratnya kalaupun offense-nya bagus, tapi kalau misalkan defense-nya nggak ngasih waktu offense-nya untuk istirahat, ya lama-lama offense-nya juga kendor, bengek, Pak. Ya, kalau misalkan agak lebih stabil gitu ya, defense-nya agak lebih naik sedikit, nggak jelek-jelek amat, mungkin masih bisa. So yeah, it's not gonna bring them anywhere far, but maybe they will be entertaining to watch since
Yes.
their offense gonna explode.
Yes, agree. I agree on the tech. They're gonna be entertaining to watch this. Still, they have a very good offense. I can't lie about that. Yeah, but the defense. Coba mereka punya star pass rusher nggak sih, Oka? Kayaknya pass rusher mereka, run defense mereka need like a star pass rusher like Micah Parsons, I guess.
Ya.
Coba mereka punya someone like that ya.
Ya, coba mereka ya kalau misalkan mereka punya juga mereka nggak akan nge-trade dia ke tim lain pasti kan, apalagi ke divisi yang sama gitu atau
Gak mungkin lah, pasti mereka
Gak
trade kan
mungkin.
NFC tim sih, masa sama ke NFC, apalagi habis ngalahin tim yang ngalahin mereka di playoff gak sih? That must be crazy.
There's something wrong with them.
Yeah.
I hope not, but who knows?
I mean like Jerry Jones run Cowboys like, you know, like 5 years old from Madden run the team on franchise Madden, you know.
Yeah, he's been there for eternity, right?
Yeah. Thanks God for Jerry Jones. May he live to another 25 years. Amen.
Amen.
So Oka, menurut lu nih setelah nonton Cowboys Giants, is there any hope for their defense at all after these 2 games?
In hope for defense, gua rasa karena personil mereka menurut gue kayak a lot of mismatch there, dan mereka juga nggak generate enough pressure. Again, if they have a guy like I don't know Micah Parsons, mungkin itu bisa lebih bagus. Tapi ya I digress. But untuk kebobolan 450 passing yards from a freaking Russell Wilson dan New York Giants, mungkin itu adalah salah satu pertanda kalau this team won't work, dan I think that harusnya orang-orang juga udah pada nyadar, but you know, Jerry Jones, he always has his own way. Nah, tapi kalian, gue penasaran deh, kalian nonton ini nggak? Dokumenternya Cowboys kemarin di Netflix?
Not yet, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So practically sebenarnya Jerry Jones want to control a lot of things, dan salah satunya juga adalah cara dia nge-build team. Dia nge-build team, he tends to overpay a lot of underperforming players karena maybe I don't know sense of loyalty. Tapi kalau misalkan dia playing a little bit bank average atau at least pretty decent, dia tetap akan getting paid. So that way won't work today, dan gue rasa mungkin ini udah diulang berkali-kali di seluruh media, not only from us tapi juga seluruh media yang besar like ESPN, like or maybe The Athletic atau yang lain. Jerry Jones is not working anymore as GM. Jadi sebenarnya juga kalau misalkan we're talking about Cowboys, mereka tuh unik sebenarnya karena at some point mereka kayak ada season yang they are really good, kayak misalkan 2016 they go 13-3 and di seat 1 di conference, but at the same time mereka juga bisa kayak 8-8 atau 8-9, 9-8, masih bisa sneak into playoff tapi kayak nggak menjanjikan. So their offense is always there, selalu ada lah sebenarnya. Walaupun mungkin ya sekarang Dak Prescott, I think he's in his 2012 Tony Romo phase, di mana dia kayak he can produce a lot of these passing yards, tapi itu gak translate ke rekor di win and loss mereka. So I think that overall the team can be very good, tapi satu faktor yang paling kelihatan di situ adalah how Jerry Jones is out of touch. Dan ini mungkin juga bukan cuma kita yang ngomong, tapi itu juga semua media seperti ESPN, like First Takes or The Athletics juga ngomong tentang hal itu. Jerry Jones doesn't know how to build an NFL team in 2025. Dia secara knowledge udah ketinggalan, and maybe it's time for him untuk ngedelegate his GM role ke maybe a young talented GM somewhere down the road, dan itu mungkin akan merubah path dari Dallas Cowboys sendiri, dan mereka juga nggak akan, I think that they can be very economic oriented, dibantu juga dengan valuation team mereka yang I think they are the highest valuation team in the whole world. Not only American football, tapi semua olahraga. They are number one. So they have that economic aspect yang udah keurus sama mereka, udah nggak perlu khawatir. But the performance yang fans pengen, performance saat ini menurut fans juga tidak akan cukup. Terutama a lot of die-hard Cowboys fans di some of our friends juga pasti bilang kalau Jerry Jones doesn't really know how to build a team in this current era. Jadi maybe it won't be possible, tapi we can learn from a certain organization yang udah di-handle sama seorang kakek tua selama puluhan tahun, ya akhirnya kena a lot of things happens, dan akhirnya digantikan sama orang yang baru, fresh, motivated, and they are thriving more than ever. Jadi I think that's what they actually need, selain juga dengan pemain ataupun maybe coaches or coordinators, and that's what I really think tentang Cowboys.
And that I agree with you, but as a big Cowboys fans, I hope Jerry Jones lead the team for another 20 years. As an honest, long-time Cowboys fans, yes. Please, Jerry Jones, live forever and ever. And talking about Jerry Jones, if you're a sports fan, if your owner starts with the name Jerry Jones, Jerry Reinsdorf, veteran. Lari jauh. Namanya Jerry. Red flag. If your owner's name start with Jerry, it's a red flag. But that's one of the, again, gue sebagai Giants fans, although the last time Giants beat Cowboys is actually in 2016, right? You know who's the Indonesian president on 2016? Pak Joko Widodo. First term. That's the last time my team beat Cowboys. Quarterback gua masih Eli Manning, masih ada Victor Cruz, masih ada Odell Beckham Jr. That's the last time my team. Yes. I am so depressed. I need help with my team. But speaking of depressing things, my ex quarterback.
Who is it?
Do you know my ex quarterback? Yeah, Daniel freaking Jones. Actually, in these 2 games, Indiana freaking Jones, he looked good so far with Indianapolis. Hence, Indiana Jones is back. And
Back in business, baby.
yes, yeah, he will come back to Earth. I'll be there, Daniel Jones. Don't worry. The moment you touch the Earth, the moment you come back, burning down from the atmosphere, start to stratosphere, and then hit the ground so hard, I'll be there watching you. Don't worry, Daniel Jones. I'll promise you, I'll be there. But yes, joking aside, Colts actually look good in these 2 games. I think the first game was against Dolphins, nggak kehitung lah ya. Terus but Broncos is actually good defense, right? Mereka punya Patrick Surtain, mereka punya Jahdae Barron, the defensive back is actually good. The pass rusher Nick Bonito just got paid. And offensively they are doing well with Bo Nix, I guess. Although I am never been a big Bo Nix believer since his Auburn time. Colts menang 29-26 and Jones actually did really well in the game. He completed 23 passes out of 34, 316 yards, 1 passing touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown. What surprises me the most is he has 14% CPOE completed over expected, which is he managed to complete difficult passes more often than not. Yeah. So Shane Steichen actually look a QB whisperer that he was promised. Dulu dia megang Justin Herbert di Chargers, dia juga megang Jalen Hurts. Best season of Jalen Hurts is actually with Shane Steichen. Although mereka nggak menang Super Bowl, dan sekarang Daniel Jones 2 game look good. Gue pengen nanya Oka sih. Oka kan biggest Colt fans ya in Indonesia. Right now Colts 2-0, Texans 0-2. Kak, menurut lo Colts sustainable gak sih performance ini? Will they be reigning AFC South this time?
The division sebenarnya juga menurut gue juga nggak banyak berubah in terms of composition sebenarnya. I think Colts they are always a decent team. Mereka sebenarnya always a very decent team. Dia nggak akan kayak bikin kalian wow kayak Eagles or maybe Packers now, atau misalkan dulu ada Vikings atau I don't know 2022 Chiefs until Matt Nagy took over. But mereka kayak selalu 1 QB away dari breaking the ceiling sejak not only from Sean Steichen took over sebagai head coach, tapi juga the entire Chris Ballard reign sebenarnya. Jadi 2018 they still with Andrew Luck, lalu juga mereka sempat ganti QB, ada Carson Wentz, ada Philip Rivers, terus ada Matt Ryan. Sekarang sempat ada Anthony Richardson until he forget how to play a quarterback. Dan sekarang mereka punya QB itu your favorite Indiana Jones, Daniel Jones. In terms of Colts, gua rasa mereka ya as I said before, mereka selalu always a decent team, dan mereka juga have a very good offensive lineman yang mungkin orang-orang nggak bahas karena their record is not that good, but they still have Jonathan Taylor. I think that one of the top 10 at least, top 10 running back in the NFL. And they can control the game. Mereka juga kemarin juga sekitar 32 menit in terms of possessions. I think that Daniel Jones playing well, but you won't get blown away dengan performance-nya dia secara keseluruhan. I don't think that he should be in the top 10 just yet. He's solid, tapi I think that's what Colts need sebenarnya. Mereka itu yang Colts butuh. Mereka butuh QB yang minim bikin kesalahan dan juga bisa lebih konsisten dalam performing. Which is wild, considering kita ngomongin tentang Daniel Jones. Tapi ya, that's what they need. Dan if they can sustain it, I think that they can. Mereka bisa berbicara banyak sih di AFC South. I hope it's not happen because my team is in there. Gue juga sama, Jo. Gue juga berharap mereka kayak falling down into the face of the earth. Atau ya maybe week 8 Daniel Jones main jelek tapi itu diganti Anthony Richardson, which is they are lose even more. I think that's what my inner thought itu. Alam bawah sadar gue agak kick in. But yeah, I think it's decent, but they still having face the real competitions. Karena kemarin juga mereka menang lawan Broncos, agak sedikit ada bantuan dari penalties di game winning field goal-nya Colts. Ada kalau nggak salah itu leverage penalties. Yes. So they are kind of get saved in that area. But selain lawan Broncos, mereka juga lawan Dolphins, dan Dolphins is very bad this year. So kita harus tunggu juga dengan lawan-lawannya Colts ya next few weeks, apakah mereka akan berbicara lebih banyak di NFL musim ini atau enggak.
Ya, untuk Daniel Jones ya, he won't wow you. He can manage the game well, and he has his legs, extra weapon, right? So another dimension for Shane Steichen offense in that regard. Yeah, I guess Colts, I think they can go to playoff. I don't think they will go like to Super Bowl or something, but actually, like Oka said, that's actually what they need. They need stability. And of course, this regime is almost toast if the Daniel Jones nggak bisa perform, right? I don't think Chris Ballard will survive another season with new head coach, especially new quarterback. He handpicked, dan sekarang kayaknya bakal jadi tight end di
discussion ya sebenarnya tentang
Richardson. I don't think Anthony Richardson, if Jones keep this up, I don't think Anthony Richardson will be called lebih lama dibanding ini ya. But Ardio, yang paling gue perhatiin Ardio tentang Colts, they change their defensive coordinator, right? Gus dulu, I don't why Gus Bradley keeps getting job, I will never know. Gus Bradley is possibly one of the worst defensive coordinator that ever lived, along with Shane Bowen and Joe Barry. Mereka sekarang ganti ke I'm gonna butcher his name, but
I will just say it.
Lo Anarumo, yeah, right. Ex-Bengals defensive coordinator, which waktu Bengals masuk Super Bowl, he was a very good DC, and you can actually see the difference in the defense, right? I don't think Bonix, even though he put 28 yards, but if we take a look into more into his stats, he got 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, but he completed 22 out of 30 passing attempts just for 200 yards. It's less than 6 yards per attempt. So what do you guys think, Ardio? What do you think, Ardio? Not only revamp offense, their defense, even though maybe some of them coming back ya, orang-orangnya masih sama ya. Actually maybe can did better. It's actually doing better than last year with Lo Anarumo. Are they gonna be? What do you think, Ardio? Are they gonna go far in the playoff AFC this year, and probably will meet the Ravens, Bills, Chiefs, all those heavyweight guys?
Maybe enggak lah, tapi first round mungkin bisa lewat, tapi second round we'll see, karena sebenarnya kemenangannya kemarin atas Denver juga itu ya menang-menang tipis, menang-menang di akhir-akhir gitu.
Betul.
Kayak nggak sure win lah. Although they are improving both offense and defense, tapi ya belum bisa memastikan bahwa mereka bisa berjalan jauh di playoff. But I'm quite happy ada pemain yang ya breakout lah setelah lama mainnya jelek, mainnya bagus, tiba-tiba keluar dua game pertama mainnya bagus,
He will come down. He will.
setting a lot of setting
will
career
go down.
high,
He will go down to earth soon enough. He will go
setting
down.
records. Karena ini kita akan mulai dengan cocok logi, ya ini yang warga kita suka. Trennya mulai dari tahun lalu 2024 ada dua pemain ex Giants, Xavier McKinney, record
Xavier
karir
McKinney.
high interception, terus
Ooh, baby, McKinney, baby.
ya
Wow.
belum Saquon Barkley,
Not 18 plus.
plus Saquon Barkley dia nggak cuma menang Super Bowl, menang Offensive Player of the Year, juga mencatatkan karir high rush yard per gamenya. Jadi trennya tahun lalu dimulai dilanjutin sama Daniel Jones. Baru 2 minggu udah karir high passing yard per game. No punts in the first 2 games, so actually he's playing better than before. And we'll see. I hope he can play a lot better karena ada sedikit bias kepentingan fantasi, but it's okay, I'll support him.
They are product of their environment other than Xavier McKinney, yeah, baby.
Hey,
They are product of their environment. That's the hill I'm gonna die on. Ya.
Jo, gua mau nanya, ini
Ya.
producer talking. Sebenarnya dari pas dia di Giants, lu pernah lihat dari pas dia di Giants, lu pernah lihat ada tanda-tanda dia bakal perform kayak gini gak sih si Indiana Jones ini?
I think I mean like kalau lu lihat di rookie seasonnya dia, I think his best season di rookie season sama di 2022 ya. If the team is loaded with good offensive line weapons like Colts, I think Colts have top 10 offensive line, and then they have weapons and they can make the offense simple for him. He can perform actually kayak pas Giants di 2022 pas ke playoff kan. Give him some times, give him like a scheme that he can comfortable with. Like I think he can do something like this, but yeah, he won't be able to like generate like super explosive plays and all those stuff. I don't think he will ever gonna be that, but he's decent, good enough game manager. I guess in the molds of like maybe you can imagine mobile Alex Smith or something like that di mata gue. Yeah, I mean kalau gue nggak bias, it's not gonna surprise me because Colts have way better roster than Giants. OL, I mean, their OL, right, and then their weapons, Tyler Warren, Josh Downs, Michael Pittman, Jonathan Taylor, ada OL, ada Quentin Nelson, Bernhard Reinman. Even though they lost Will Fries, they actually don't lose a step. Sean Steichen is a good offensive coach. Yeah, I can see that. Which is, I see the data in front of my eyes. Top 5 quarterback EPA in the first 2 weeks, according to PFF. Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Jordan Love, Jared Goff, Daniel Jones. He's actually generating better EPA than Josh Allen, Drake May, and Baker Mayfield.
MVP.
But that's why I say this is not gonna be this is unsustainable. Okay, another bias side of me talking. This is for me unsustainable, and I think he will come back down to earth. That's what I think about this freaking Indiana Jones. I'm still gonna do the head watch. And talking about watching, gua sama Ardio will go head to head this week. Di video prime time Chief versus Giant. 0-2 teams gonna try to get the first win, right? Gue mau langsung ke Ardio dulu. Gue penasaran Ardio. Finally, is it the time that Chief going to win their first game of the season? Because if not, they're gonna be 0-3. And you know how many teams are 0-3 and then that can still make the playoff? Do you know? Bisa tebak nggak di tahun 2000-an deh ada berapa tim 0-3 yang bisa masuk ke playoff?
Ini
My team actually done it di 2018.
Correct.
gue lupa.
Cuma dia the only team di tahun 2000 yang bisa start 0-3 dan masuk playoff cuma 2018 Texans.
2018 Texans with, I don't want to say his name in the
Yeah.
quarterback position, but they are pretty decent team actually.
Yes.
Oh
Dan-
iya, with
Dan
that
dari
guy.
tahun 90 cuma 4 tim yang bisa masuk ke playoff setelah 0-3 start. Chargers, Lions, Bills, and Texans. Dan itu semua di tahun antara tahun 1990 sampai 2025. So, according to Action Network.
5 years, yeah.
Yes. In 25 years only 4 team can go to playoff on 0-3. Gimana yuk? Make or break for Chief. What do you think? Menang nggak
besok
nih?
Menang lah besok. Statistically speaking, one of the worst defense ketemu mid offense ya harusnya bisa menang.
Lu
Like
lu
kayak-
khawatir nggak sih ngeliat Chief offense kemarin Kelsey drop that was a
Oh,
very bad drop that led to
parah.
interception. There is literally no explosive in Chiefs game
Nope.
at all.
Nope.
Kayak Mahomes looks like Giants Daniel Jones actually, like lu udah mulai khawatir nggak sih finally kayak Chief bakal regress and need to retool anytime soon?
Ya, they need to kayak kalau gue ngelihatnya dari siklusnya Tyreek Hill ya, setelah menang Super Bowl tiba-tiba masih ada Tyreek Hill, terus abis tahun 2002 dia di trade, actually Chiefs are improving both on defense. Jadi walaupun kehilangan superstar receiver, tapi bisa banyak slot yang ditutup untuk berbenah. Nah, mungkin ini saatnya untuk melepas beban liabilities di segi salary cap, kayak mungkin Travis Kelce yang udah nggak sama kayak dulu, yang udah fokus nyari seserahan, ngirim undangan, ya udahlah. Mending ini dari tahun terakhir dia, nggak apa-apa. But we just need a good season lah. Kalau misalkan pun kita nggak bisa menang, tapi at least Travis Kelce mungkin harus it's time to say goodbye lah. Karena dengan adanya itu ada kekosongan dari cap space yang bisa diisi sama mungkin trade atau ambil pick atau apa segala macam yang bisa ngisi kekosongan-kekosongan yang Chiefs punya. Walaupun sebenarnya kita diisi sama Young Corps, tapi Young Corps-nya pada cedera semua, ya mau gimana? Soalnya kalau gue lihat dari ESPN gitu ya, dari segi rushing aja pasti rushing leadernya itu masih di Patrick Mahomes. And by far like 123 yards compared to Kareem Hunt sama Isaiah Pacheco yang mencatatkan cuma 47 each. Jadi kayak even they are combined masih banyakan Mahomes still, almost like 3 times. So it's kind of worrying. Padahal kita ngelihat tahun lalu Kareem Hunt stepping up isi posisi cederanya yang Pacheco dan masih bisa sampai ke Super Bowl. But these first 2 weeks, this running backs is not working. And in terms of receiving, ya masa paling tinggi stat leadernya ada di Hollywood Brown. Yang ya kita tahu dia bagus mainnya, tapi ya it's not his old. Followed by Travis Kelce yang sama-sama old dan terakhirnya Tyquan Thornton gitu kayak gimana ini? Gimana ini? Offense emang worrying.
Dia lari kayak
favorit wide receiver.
Kayak dari segi offense mereka mandek, mostly kayak dari third down juga conversinya jelek. Ya kebanyakan kan Chiefs kayak kemarin aja cuman bisa nge-score 1 touchdown sama 1 field goal lawan Eagles. Kayak they're bad. We are in a dire situation, but I'm still positive about I believe Coach Reid can find a way to utilize and overcome this madness. So how do you think about the Giants?
Giants? Where do I begin? Yeah, I mean the yesterday's offense pas lawan last week offense pas lawan Cowboys finally gave me hope. right, for 150 yards passing offense, and then Wandale and Malik Neighbors look like legit WR1 and WR2. But yeah, the problem is like this is Chief defense. Yes. Steve Spagnuolo is way better than Matt Eberflus, and then Chief defense. Although I guess they need some help in the secondary, along with their pass rush. Yeah, I think their pass rush kind of regress. Yeah. By eye test. Yeah, I still need to look at the data, but I don't think it's like the pass rush like we have seen before. And then their online kayaknya juga belum nyetel ya, karena banyak orang baru kan. The tackle is actually new, Josh Simmons, and then Jawan Taylor, the penalty machine as well. So I guess if Giants try to win, this is the time to win, right? But they need to finish better di red zone.
Yeah.
They squandered so many opportunities di red zone lawan Cowboys. If they convert those, it's actually they, if they scored more, they win. Kata-kata Mike Daniels, kalau nggak mau kalah ya menang. Thank you, Mike Daniels. Yeah. But yeah, they have to exploit the mid offense right now. Don't give Mahomes soft zone defense too much. Take advantage of this newly assembled offensive line, terutama Josh Simmons, and make sure you can take all the points you can. Convert those red zone, man. Like give better play call. Just convert those red zone opportunities, man. You can squander that much. But yeah, I think Giants might be able to sneak some win. I guess this is the first time I kind of maybe we can win this. I guess like
Yeah.
I got confidence, but probably. Yeah.
Joe, yo, berarti with the game ini kan bakal jadi prime time, a lot of people watching, terutama di Indonesia, they will watching Chiefs versus Giants di pagi hari sebelum mereka kerja, and gonna be a lot of eyes di pertandingan itu. Dari kalian deh, dari Joey sama dari Adio, which player will be the X factor di pertandingan besok antara Chiefs lawan Giants? Dari Joey dulu deh. Mungkin what X factor players from the Giants yang bisa bikin mereka menang?
Oke, gue bakal exclude the obvious kayak Malik Neighbors, Russell Wilson ya. Tapi the X factor for this Giants offense is actually Cam Skattebo. He looked really did well in the Cowboys, although he dropped 2 passes. But Giants rush offense gotta wake up, man. Lu nggak bisa lawan Chief just hoping for moonball, another moonball. You have to have working run games to grind it away, especially versus Chiefs. You see how Cowboys stole the wins under Giants' eyes. You gotta control the clock better, and you have to have functioning run games, starting with Cam Skattebo. Of course ada Tyron Tracy, but I think Cam Skattebo is actually my X factor, excluding the obvious ones.
Excluding the stars like Mahomes, Kelsey, Hollywood Brown, and the 2 main star running back, ya statistically wise gue akan melihat Thornton lah. Karena secara passing yards-nya nggak terlalu jauh, kayak mereka di antara top 3 receiver-nya, tiga-tiganya tuh agak kebagi rata lah. Di Hollywood Brown yang ada 129 yard, ada Travis Kelce yang 108 yard, dan Thornton tuh 100 yard. Jadi kalau misalkan Giants defense itu ketarik untuk nge-cover Brown sama Kelce, mungkin orang ketiga ini yang bisa sneaky lah, bisa tahu-tahu off the radar, tahu-tahu dapat good play. So it's gonna be him to be the X factor. Karena kalau misalkan ngeliat Mahomes, I think these last 2 games are trying to recreate what Josh Allen did last year, karena weapons-nya berantakan, the offense didn't go as planned, so he do a lot of running, hampir mirip kayak Josh Allen. So kalau misalkan ada X factor, ya maybe someone that off the radar. Soalnya compared to Giants yang receiver corps-nya lebih dominan di Malik Neighbors dengan 238 yard, nah itu bakal beda jauh lah dengan apa yang punya sama Giants, antara Giants sama Chiefs. So I think ya Tyquan Thornton.
Oke, Tyquan Thornton ya.
Ya,
Gue jujur kaget. Our producer juga kaget kayaknya.
ya,
It's ya itu kayak agak out of left field, tapi we'll take that answers. And Cam Skattebo juga sebenarnya juga cukup dapat hype juga ya kemarin Jo, terutama untuk yang main fantasi juga. Cam Skattebo can be a 1-2 punch with Tyron Tracy, dan walaupun ya overall this season mereka masih belum gelling in terms of performance, tapi there's still room for improvement, terutama untuk Skattebo yang he's still not that young sebenarnya untuk rookie running back.
23-24 kali ya Skattebo itu.
Dan itu cukup tua untuk running back.
He's 23. Gonna be 24 in Feb.
Dan itu dan dia juga udah punya mileage yang lumayan banyak juga pas di college. Jadi ya will very interesting to see, karena dua-duanya juga istilahnya mereka belum establish themselves as starter, tapi mungkin ini bisa jadi breakout game mereka, terutama untuk Cam Skattebo juga. Tyquan Thornton hopefully can be very good, not only in this match but overall maybe in the seasons. They should help Mahomes, ya kan? Travis Kelce is very old, dan wide receiver mereka, as you have said, juga mereka adalah ancient. Mereka juga banyak wide receiver yang bisa dibilang, gue juga bisa bilang kalau tim Chiefs saat ini itu adalah tim Pro Bowl tapi 2021.
2021 this offense unstoppable, man. Kelce, Juju, Hollywood Brown,
Kelce, Kareem Hunt, Marquise Brown. Kidding, itu adalah, gue mungkin bisa ntar maybe we can pull up maybe 2021 AFC Pro Bowl roster and we can see a lot of names that familiar in this team.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what my take about this upcoming main event of the week 3 in NFL.
And we'll see who finally wins, Ardio or me, with one win of the season. Okay, and by the way, guys, remember, we tracking your guys' bowl knowledge this week. Remember, the winner at the end of season will get something from me that I will decide later based on my financial situation at that time.
Okay.
Ya, keadaan ekonomi tidak baik-baik saja, but we'll see. I will see finally who's gonna take the lead in this week 3 ya.
Yep.
Terakhir nih, gue mau nanya, we are the biggest bowl knowledgeable, I guess, I don't know, but we have to have our hot takes every week, right? Nah, ini hot takes gue, so everyone can see and take us accountable for our hot takes. Pertama, I think Caleb Williams will have good game, finally breakout game. I think he'll have like 400 yards, like total yards, and then at least 3 touchdown against Cowboys, tapi kalah. Jadi tungsten arm Williams. And my second hot take is Mike McDaniel will be fired next week if Dolphins kalah parah lawan Bills, which I think mereka bakal kalah parah lawan Bills. I think Mike McDaniel will be out of a job. What do you guys have for me for our this week hot takes?
Barokah dulu, silahkan.
Alright. My first take ya, sebenarnya satu take ini bukan sesuatu yang terlalu hot take, especially kalau tahu who I support. My hot take will be not only Texas akan dapat first win mereka di musim ini, but I think that CJ Stroud will finally akhirnya balik lagi ke performance dia di rookie season.
Lawan Jaguars lagi.
Versus Jaguars itu sangat possible. Sangat possible. Yeah, I hope for 3 touchdown sebenarnya dari CJ Stroud, karena sejak jujur aja sebagai fans Texans, gue juga super frustasi dengan offense Texans selama 2 pertandingan pertama, terutama dengan offensive coordinator baru yaitu Luke Kelly. Itu juga harusnya dengan efek adanya from Rams gitu dari Sean McVay coaching tree, pengennya ada efek yang lebih baik dibandingkan musim lalu. But yeah, hopefully CJ Stroud can finally have a great game di week 3 ini lawan Jaguars. Another one, actually, gue akan ngambil ke Rams versus Eagles, actually, karena Rams versus Eagles, Rams is very good, sneaky good sebenarnya. Dan kemarin juga Rams menang juga kan lawan
Titans ya 33-19.
yeah, whatever the team is. But they are very legit sebenarnya. Mereka defense mereka tuh sebenarnya bagus. And I think that they will give a hard time buat Jalen Hurts di pertandingan week 3 nanti. I don't know about if Rams will beat Eagles karena menurut gue akan lebih kayak 50-50. But gue rasa mereka bisa help the entire Eagles offense to di bawah 100 rushing yards. That's my hot takes.
That's great. That's actually good takes ya. Jalen Hurts parah banget sih kemarin. Jalen Hurts cuma 100 passing yards lawan Chiefs. Like what the hell is that?
And that's against lawan Chiefs loh. Walaupun secara defense Chiefs juga still pretty good, tapi we expect a lot more, terutama kalau kita lihat pas Super Bowl kemarin how good Jalen Hurts can be. Seharusnya bisa lebih banyak dari itu.
Jalen Hurts literally have like 100 yards with 22 passing attempts, so like less than 5 yards per time. It's like what the hell man, what happened to him? This year parah banget sih. Terus gue quarterback gue Jalen Hurts lagi di fantasy, jadi gue sedih.
Sama. I feel you, bro.
They still have no passing touchdown actually.
No. Zero passing touchdown. Zero interception, zero passing touchdown.
Ya. Apa yang bisa dibanggakan dengan zero interception?
Yes, selama karir di NFL tuh dia nggak pernah lempar passing touchdown more than 25 sebenarnya.
No, I think 25 juga pas sama Shane Steichen kan di tahun 2023.
Actually never. Belum pernah.
Paling banyak 22 ya. Let me check that. Gue penasaran. I think it's like 22. Pas yang pasti gue yakin itu sama Shane Steichen pas Pro Bowl. Yes, 22 touchdown, 6 interception. 22 it was with Shane Steichen sebelum dia jadi head coach Colts. Yeah. Dan itu di situ Jalen Hurts
juga kan soalnya.
Gokil banget sih. Yeah. Okay, Ardio, your hot takes for this week, Ardio.
For next week, ya this week lah ya. DeAndre Hopkins will be the X factor between Ravens and Lions, karena kalau ngelihat dari statistiknya memang top receivingnya dipegang sama Zay Flowers, ada di 218 yard, tapi touchdownnya cuma 1. Memang jauh drop jauh ke Hopkins, ke Om Hopkins ini cuma 99 yards, tapi touchdownnya 2. So mungkin situasinya sama kayak Thornton tadi, kayak dia akan jadi sleeper agent yang nggak akan kelihatan gimana untuk play by play-nya, tapi tiba-tiba nongol for the big play, came up for the big play. So that's my first hot take. Second one will be Vikings versus Bengals will be actually good.
The battle of the
matchup of the backup.
Replacement QB soalnya kan.
Iya, karena tajuk gamenya adalah the matchup of the backups.
Oh, matchup of the backup. Okay, very catchy.
So it's gonna be fun. Kayak Carson Wentz punya experience. Ya, fun fact, he will be starting like for the 6 different team in 6 different season. So Carson Wentz went through all that team in just 6 years. So he's seasoned player, but Browning juga nggak kalah bagus kemarin walaupun Burrow cedera, tapi fantasy wise Ja'Marr Chase masih bisa skor 37,5 poin, so it's good So, jadi kayak mungkin bisa jadi game kedua yang seru setelah
Hmm.
Ravens lawan Lions. Nah, dan yang ketiga, Daniel Jones will retain his performance.
No.
Oh, Titans lagi
Berarti
Colts
cuma desain
gampang
doang
lah
gitu ya.
Lawan Titans loh.
By the way,
Lawan
ngomong-ngomong
Titans loh.
QB2 battle, baru aja gue lihat di Twitter, Nicky Javala from Athletic, Marcus Mariota ngomong di podium.
Mariota.
So means that
So means that Jaden Daniels probably will miss this week.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Remember, there
Marcus
might be
Mariota.
5 QB2 this week, guys. Jack Browning,
Five.
Marcus Mariota, Tyrod Taylor, Carson Wentz, and the other one
Carson
is Mac
Wentz.
Jones.
Did we just hear Carson
Mac
Wentz di
Jones.
2025?
Yes.
Carson
Finally.
Wentz.
The Carson Wentz gonna
Carson
start
Wentz,
in 2020, Big 25, brother.
Di year of our Lord
Ya.
2025 kita dengar Carson Wentz.
Carson
Marcus
Wentz
Mariota.
starting a game
Carson
along with
Wentz.
Marcus Mariota.
ini kayak tahun 2017. Mariota starting.
Mariota
Terus
starting,
Carson
ada
Wentz.
Wentz.
Kayak Chiefs balik dengan Robo.
Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor starting games too.
Do you remember Tyrod Taylor adalah QB pertama yang ngebawa Buffalo Bills balik
Yes.
ke playoff dulu 2017?
Dia QB1 sebelum mereka draft Josh Allen ya.
Ya.
So gonna be insane number of quarterback too ya this week. But yeah, I guess that's all for today. Thank you for accompanying us in this night, everyone. Remember, like, subscribe, follow our social media, Warkop Media at WRKP Media di Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and everywhere. And see you again next week. Bye.